So what I want to try and describe today is how I do my radiuses for the fans and how I kind of chart that and lay this all out. I'll try and do this in a couple of segments here, but just want to go through it. I'm not going to say a whole lot, just kind of watch. If there's something I feel needs to get explained, I will do so, but just kind of start with a general radius, and then it's important that you get all these points. This lower point is the lower point of my fan, and I want that to line up, but then I also want my radius to match exactly with the stringing that divides my fans. And so this is a little bit of a challenge here. And you can note that these little blue squares on the work are actually pieces of wood that I have taped down so that as I put the pin of my radius tool in there, I'm not making a big divot in my fan. I know in some period pieces they say that is, you see them and they're there and you just kind of embrace them, but I wasn't of that same school of thought. So and you have to do this with each one. Each one's going to be a little bit different, but as long as this lower point all matches up and you fall in line with your stringing, you're never going to notice the slight radius difference from one to another. And I'll go until I see the darker or lighter surface through there, and I know that when I take this off with an iron, that it's all going to release. I'm not going to catch any of the fan. Now what I do with that radius is I record that, because what's going to happen is I'm going to cut the fan here, and I take a piece of radial grained mahogany, which is going to be the inlay, which is going to get replaced in here. Then there's a sand shaded fan down here. But what I want to do is I'm now going to take this radius, mimic it over here, so that now this piece will now fit into the corresponding fan piece. And then later on you have to be able to come back with this same radius again and recut this line so that you can then lay your stringing in. I've got a piece of black stringing that's going to follow all the way around the fan, separating the radial grain mahogany from the fan. So that's why I record it. I will always mark my pinhole and then the number, and each of these numbers corresponds to various fans, and you can see I've got a number of them that I've been working on. Now I take it part way with the radial tool, and then I use an X-Acto knife. I was having trouble with these tearing out. This radial grain mahogany is not the strongest, and so I just kind of lay out the line, and then I come along with my X-Acto knife. And again, it's not important that it's exact, because you're going to re-radius this again with the tool, and so as long as you're close, you are going to be alright further down the line. It's that 32nd of an inch is a lot when it comes to matching two surfaces up. So take the interior piece out, take my little piece of tape, I'll mark it here, and then I note my corresponding spot, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and I'll do all of those, and then a little while later you'll see where I come in and I'll clean this out, and then start showing you how I put it all together.